any of them in yourself. What realizations did you have? If we could have a few brief sharings about that, I would love to hear what you learned about yourself, just so you can share and everyone else can learn also. Let's see. Who has never spoken before at this event. Let's see. Okay, so let's Eleni, I think it is. Am I saying your name right?
You are. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Yes, so it's nice to see you. And I'm leaving tomorrow for a 10-day trip to Europe. And I realized yesterday, frightened parts of my personality were very, very active. I was impatient. As I described it in my breakout little group, it's as if I was fluttery in this area and just constant energy rising and impatient and disconnected is how I felt. And I realized that I felt that I had the right to be distracted. After all, I'm leaving for 10 days. There's so many things to do. And afterwards, I was extremely short and snappish with my husband, Jim. And I realized, here I am again, just really active, just frightened parts of my personality, very active.
So, Eleni, these are wonderful realizations, really wonderful realizations. And one thing that Gary was just talking about this, what you can say is, I was this way, or you could say a frightened part of my personality was this way, and I am not going to let it control me. So That's a very different message, because then you don't get back into the frightened part wanting to make you wrong and all of that. So I'm excited about your trip, and I'm excited about your realizations. You can use them on this trip. You can use what you're learning. It will make such a big difference. And then you can let us know what happens. How was your trip? How do you think your trip will be different? You know what I mean?
I have a question for you, Eleni. Was this trip planned before or after you registered for this event?
This trip was planned before. This is a big family, once in a lifetime trip. So it's an interesting, it's just an interesting conundrum.
Mm-hmm. Well, use what you learned so far as much as you can, and let us know. Write in programs at Seed of the Soul. Let us know what happened. I really want to hear.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, whatever comes up in you, apply what you've learned. Look inside, and you'll see if it's coming from fear or if it's coming from love. And you can always reset an intention. That doesn't mean not go on a trip. It means hold your experience differently as a learning experience for you.
So, Bluff, we've got a lot of people want to take a little bit of sharing.
Yeah.
Ed, I'd like to call on you. A couple people. We don't have much time, but
Hi.
Sure.
I'm Ed.
Hi.
When you asked, how many people got 2 right on this list? I said, and how many got 3? I said, well, I only got 2. Except when I sat down last night and looked at it again, I got an A. I got them all right. Every one of these things in my life is a frightened part, can be an active frightened part. But I didn't know that. I used to go in a coffee shop and look at people around, and you start judging, getting impatient. Well, it's my turn to get my coffee. Why are you counting out your change in nickels and dimes? I mean, it's really, I now see that as a part of my personality, a frightened part of when I see that happening, I feel, and it's changed my life the way because I thought that was me. That's just the way I am. I'm just that way. I'm judgmental, and you're slow. And I never thought that maybe it was a frightened part of my personality, not me. And that distinction, you made it again today. hit me again that is such an important distinction for me to see that that's part of me. Like I have loving parts and compassionate parts, but it's taken me a while to really see these different parts and feel them when they come active. So I just thought I'd mention, I've been coming here a long time, but it's just hitting me hard every time I hear that. And your revelation today was a revelation to me. And it's just important for me to see these things and hear these things repetitively.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. Thanks so much, Ed. It's true. It goes deeper, doesn't it? Deeper realizations, right? And how about, I'd like to talk to Alan.
Okay. Hey, Gary. Hey, Linda.
Hi, Alan.
So yeah, great to be here. Actually, I got a job offer yesterday morning, and I haven't accepted it yet. I said I would think about it over the weekend. And so today, since last night, I found myself thinking about it, but I noticed that I was having thoughts about how it was delivered to me, how much money it was, judging the person in HR who offered it to me, that she didn't explain it well. And then also strategizing, negotiating for more money and thinking, are they trying to get me cheaper than they should? And all things like this. So I tried to stop myself doing that and recognize there was fear activated in me. And I've tried to just let go of it, you know. I'm still wondering what I should do on Monday morning. I'm almost coming around to the idea of simply accepting it and not negotiating. But I'm conscious I don't want to be in that, you know, that judgmental mindset or that trying to manipulate the outcome. And I want to be nice to the people involved. You know, I want to show love. I want to set a better intention. But then at the back of my mind, something comes up, which is like, I don't want them to win, you know, or something, you know. And I know I could negotiate. In the past, I've negotiated well, but I almost feel challenged to drop that. And actually, Gary, when you just last spoke, I thought, oh, actually, it made me realize that's actually me acting out of external power and creating that, which I don't want to create, you know. So yeah, I guess that's all I want to share, is that's where I'm at. And I'm contemplating this weekend how to act from a loving place for all involved, and also just trust that it really doesn't matter what number we come up with or whatever. You know, I want to be going back into work to serve the place rather than get what's best for me or whatever, you know. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share.
Yeah, this is a big thing, isn't it? So I'm really excited to hear what happens, how you go through this with loving parts of your personality rather than frightened parts.
Yeah.
To see how you do that, because that's really more important than what you know, the whole thing about making the choice. How am I making it? Am I making it with love, or am I making it with fear? That's really the most important thing. You know, I've got a fun thing for you, Alan.
Okay.
Fun thing coming up, and I don't know if it will be helpful to you or not, but it might be. I just really love it. So I think it will be.
Yes, coming up soon.
Right now, actually.
Okay, well,
because I think this is perfect.
It is.
Perfect.
It is. You know, in some sports like skiing and snowboarding and gymnastics, excellent athletes have invented new maneuvers that earlier were not even allowed in the event. And then as more and more people stretched beyond those confines of what was traditional in that discipline, then the new moves, the exceptional moves that could never be done before, became acceptable. And they even became a category. And the category is called freestyle. And freestyle means you're free. Go down that ski jump, and when you leave it, do what you need to do. Don't just tuck your arms back, lean forward, and go for the greatest distance. What else do you want to do? Well, the frightened parts of your personality are the parts of your personality that set the expectations, the parameters. They tell you, this is what you've got to do. to succeed or to fail. But whether you succeed or whether you fail is going to be in this narrow band of what's acceptable. When you step out of the band, you challenge the frightened parts of your personality by acting from a loving part of your personality instead. And you step into a life that is completely different and new and free. That's freestyling. You've just stepped into a new domain. You define what you're going to do. Can you do a helicopter? Can you turn your skis around twice in the air and then land on the snow without breaking your legs and dislocating your hips? A lot of people can. I would be in that group. But there's some people that can, and they do. And it's thrilling to watch them go where their bodies and their limits allow them to go. Always stretching, always looking for the freedom of movement and expression. That's freestyling. Well, a writer knows the same thing. I'm a writer, and I know that. I know that when I write something and I go back and I read it and I throw it away, that it came from my mind. It was something that a frightened part of my personality thought should be written. But when I go where the energy goes, even if it's something that I think might not be accepted or acceptable or even understood, it doesn't matter in that moment. That's where the book needs to go. And that's created a lot of books so far. That's freestyling. Creating authentic power in your life is freestyling. You're not pursuing external power anymore. You're not looking at how you can get the most for the least. You're not looking at how you can score when it comes to sex. You're not looking at how you can make $2 million before you're 26. You're not looking for any of those experiences. You're looking for what your heart is calling you toward. And when you find it, when you see it, you recognize it inside and you say, that's it. And then you go there. And it can come not as a lightning lighting up the sky. When Linda decided to move to Mount Shasta, where I lived, I'd already met her at an event, and I wasn't even that excited about her coming. But when, but when I saw her, when she actually arrived, I was completely surprised. And it was subtle, but not subtle at all. I was happy to see her. But not just, oh, it's nice to see you. Happy. Where did that come from? Where did that come from? It came from the heart. It came from my heart. I recognized something, and I went in that direction. And we've been together for about 30 years. And, of course, Linda was doing the same. We're freestyling. Unless we're caught in frightened parts of our personalities. And the freestyle disappears and we fall back into old ways of being.
Yeah, that's right.
Ways of fear, expressions of fear, creations of fear. So let's see visual 31. Okay, is it up yet?
Is it up? Not yet.
There
Oh!
it is. Creating authentic power in your life is freestyling.
Ooh, freestyling.
Now, which of those figures, of those 5 figures, are you?
So beautiful.
And which one is you yesterday?
Yeah. Well,
Maybe none of those figures are you. In that case, you're not freestyling. You're experiencing a frightened part of your personality. But when you move toward love, this is the energy.
indeed.
This is the fulfillment. This is the fuller expression, the deeper meaning,
Yeah. Yeah.
the higher goal, the heart.
Indeed. So let's do an exercise about this. I'd really, you'll be in groups, but not yet. So what we're going to explore, you get to explore with each other is where in your life you are freestyling and where you're still in the box.
Which means
Controlled by
control.
frightened parts of your personality. You understand, I'm sure. So, but before you go into your groups, I would like to have you close your eyes and recall 2 areas of your life where you were freestyling or you would like to be freestyling. So go ahead and do that now. Just see where is that? Where am I freestyling? Or where would I like to be freestyling? So let that come into your heart. If you need to jot something down, do that. So now I'd like you to look at 2 areas of your life where you're still in the box, controlled by the frightened parts, that you don't want that to continue. Write those down right now. Be with that. Just see what they are and then jot a note if you need to. In fact, you can open your eyes and just do that right now. Just open your eyes. What is it? Write in your journal where you are freestyling, or you'd like to be, or where you're still in the box and you don't want to be anymore. You'd rather be freestyling. So now you're going to be meeting 1 or 2 people, other people, and sharing about where you're freestyling or want to be, or where you're in the box and you don't want to be. You're going to be sharing with each other. You'll have like a couple minutes to do that each. And so I'd like just let it happen. Enjoy your breakout group.